think the Super Bowl, for instance, we're playing against the first one we won was 2007. We're playing against the New England Patriots. Tom Brady, greatest quarterback ever, supposedly. They were undefeated. They hadn't lost a game that year. They were on their way to being the greatest football team in history. But as I was watching the tape, this was because you have 2 weeks leading up to the game. As I was watching the tape, I noticed that Tom Brady, he would come up to the line of scrimmage, and this is real information I'm giving you here, worth millions of dollars.
Love it.
I'm giving it to you right
there's
here.
People recording this to pass it on to their players.
Yeah. But what I noticed was he would come up to the line of scrimmage and he would, say hot, hot, which is telling the center to snap him the ball. So what he was doing was he would come up to the line of scrimmage, and before he said that, he was pointing at somebody. Maybe it was like somebody on the opposing side. And he would point at that person, and if he didn't point at that person, that means they weren't going to snap the ball. But if he did point at that person, the ball was coming as soon as he said, all right. So after I watched this, I studied this for literally a week, and I went back, I watched all the games, and he was doing the exact same thing, but nobody had figured it out. So I saw that, and I went and I gathered the whole defense, and I was like, listen, this is what this man is doing. And if you know when the ball is being snapped as a defensive line, if you know when that ball is being snapped, you are at a tremendous advantage over the offensive lineman because they're relying on you not knowing. Because if you don't know, that means you're going to be late. But if you do know, you're going to beat them almost every time. And so as soon as I figured this out, I gathered the whole defensive line. I was like, listen, this is what Tom Brady's doing. Now we all started to watch this together, and we saw this was 100%. It wasn't even... it wasn't even like 80, this was 100%. So now we knew going into that game that as a defensive line, we were going to be able to overwhelm them offensively simply because of that one thing that I had pointed out. And we went into the game and we sacked him like 5 times, hit him like 20 times. They couldn't understand how we were getting off the ball and getting to him that fast. And it was simply because for 2 weeks prior, I just sat there and I had watched what this one person was doing, and that gave us the mental advantage going into the game. We knew we were going to win that game, even though nobody else did, because we knew something that they didn't know and nobody else knew that we knew.